You asked, what makes a solar installer qualified?
In Australia, we're probably a little bit more rigorous in regards to the accreditation that a solar installer needs than in many other countries. So in Australia, we have a solar rebate, and the only people who can achieve the solar rebate are installers who have the appropriate accreditation from the Clean Energy Council. So the Clean Energy Council has been appointed by the government to oversee the rebate scheme, and that means only somebody who's got the appropriate accreditation can actually install a solar system that attracts a rebate. A normal electrician could install a solar system, but then you wouldn't necessarily get the rebate. So what does this accreditation mean? It means that that particular installer has to regularly undergo some training, because every year you have to create what's called accreditation points. I think they're called CDP points. I'm not sure if it's 50 or 60, but those ones the installer every year has to achieve. So that means after they get their initial qualifications and run their tests and their program and they've got their accreditation, then every year they have to undergo further training in order to be able to keep that accreditation. The problem, nevertheless, is that not every single accredited installer, if you use a company that has them, does mean that you're actually going to get a good system. Because we have had cases where you have people with very low qualifications, known also in the industry as roof monkeys, install the system, and then the one guy who has the appropriate accreditation then just signs off on it. He's never been on the job, he's never done the job, he doesn't know what the job is like, he just pretends that he was involved. Now the industry bodies trying to stamp this practice out, and so now you have to take photographs to prove that you were on site and before the system's installed, in the middle of the system installed. So they try to close that loophole off. Just alone having an accredited installer doesn't mean the system is going to be of top quality. What you would look at is the company itself. Are they a local company? Have they been around for a long time? Those are the things I would look at. Now, in terms of the accreditation, there are really three schemes. There's the normal residential, which is the CEC accredited installer. Then you also have system designers, so you can get the accreditation to be able to design the system, because designing the system and installing the systems are two different jobs, and you have to have two different qualifications for that. And then there's another accreditation again, which is the one for off-grid systems. Off-grid systems are the solar systems where there is no connection to the grid. It is completely freestanding, and those systems obviously have to have a battery component as well. So I would actually argue that the off-grid qualifications are more onerous in terms of the technical knowledge than actually just the normal residential accreditation.
I got my qualification from a course on the internet.
Check out that your system installer is accredited. See if they also have a design accreditation, and also some of them have the off-grid accreditation. So if an installer has all three of them, he really does know his stuff. Finally, there's another scheme run by the Clean Energy Council called the Approved Solar Retailer. Now, that means that the sales company has been vetted by the Clean Energy Council, that they're following the consumer law, they're doing the right thing, etc. In theory, it's a really good idea, because there are sales companies for solar that are not as ethical as others. But some other good installation companies have actually decided not to join that scheme because they feel it's just a money-making exercise for the Clean Energy Council. And some of the companies that I wouldn't buy a solar system from are actually in that scheme. So again, buyer beware. Just because they're an approved solar retailer doesn't mean necessarily they do all the right things. But there are big companies like the Royal Automobile Club of Victoria. I would assume that they're an approved solar retailer and they're a top company. So it really depends on the individual situations. Don't just go by the qualifications, go a little bit further than that.
Want more energy answered? Visit YourEnergyAnswers.com for quality energy products, tools and calculators, and find your quality local installers. Please support the channel by liking the video, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell, and check out all our other videos. You're still here? I'll see you next time. Bye.